said this before. Well, I've said a few things. Firstly, you know, I like to read. I also suggest that you should read too. It's probably one of the most important habits. I think you think about all the good habits, lots of good habits, right? And they're actionable habits. They're all actionable. But there are habits that directly translate into direct results. And then there are more, I call them meta habits, that are more, a little bit more indirect, as in that they're at a higher level. And you need to do things after you've kind of done these habits. You then need to do something else that's actionable. I think reading is probably at the top of that fucking list. Reading right at the top of that list. Well, I would say reading and writing, two skills. I was at school. I was great at, let's say, mathematics, design, science, design and engineering, which is exactly what turned out to be. I was pretty naturally good at English, but not. I didn't like it. I didn't like to read. I just didn't like it. But when I learned, it wasn't that long ago when I really seriously got into reading, maybe over the last 10 years. And since I've been doing it, I really see the power. So if you think about reading, it's like a meta habit, I think. That after you read, you then need to do something else. So this is why I think that all the habits that you've done, if you're going to do one of them, I would say reading and writing. So it's reading, because all the knowledge is contained in books. Might sound obvious, but it is. You go to university, you go to college, right? You're learning through content, text, whether it's taught, whether it's in books, whether it's in presentations. You need to consume content. The other day, a couple of days ago, I watched the film Short Circuit. You know, Johnny Five. There's like 5 robots in them, military robots, and one of them gets sat by lightning. Johnny Five, number 5, and it sends him do Wally, and he has a brain reset like it was. He's a machine. What are you doing? And he goes to, he sort of escapes the compound, this military compound, or whatever, Nova, the company. And then he goes to into the town and finds his woman. What's she called now? Stephanie. We're from Manchester, UK. So Johnny Five finds Stephanie, and then he goes into a house and says, who Holt, you know what I mean? And they work it out, and she shows him some pictures of the book, and he reads about like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And he's just got like that. It's getting more input, and he just like needs consuming all these books to put knowledge in his head, right? And that's what I mean. All the knowledge is contained in books. Whether you go to study at university or whatever, it's all contained in books. And you can actually self-educate yourself very, very well just by picking up the habit of reading. So I think maybe one habit, reading and writing. Writing is really good, because what I do when I read, Cybernetics, one of the best books. You know, you go into it. Oh, I've not done it on that one. That's crazy. Let me get another one. Maybe this one. This is right. Here we go. So I always like write little notes at the start. So this will go to page 2. Let's go to page 2. I've done a full video on this. I've linked it down below. Smart reading habits. So what I do, got this from Tim Ferriss, right? So like page 2, I'll create an index at the start, and I'll underline the section. So I've got like a quick reference. It doesn't really matter. Like, well, let's go to this one, right? Matt Manson's models, right? Look at all the notes I've got in there. It's crazy. Right, same in say any other book. Let's go to Thinking Fast and Slow. You know, you open that. The same like books are, by the way. It's just like sometimes go crazy like this. I'll put a page number, and I'll use it as a little reference point. So if I ever need to go back to a book, And what that does, that's my element of reading and writing. I think when you write pen to paper, there's nothing makes it commit to memory than writing it down with a pen. So what I might do is then create some ideas. I mean, this is what I do. Obviously, I write in my journal every morning and I read. And what I'm looking for is to learn little lessons out of books, pull it out, and then create ideas. And everything, I think everything I ever do, whether it's in business, personal life, whatever, like even things like, you know, the Whole Foods diet thing, all the videos that I've got. And if you go on my website, I've got the diet plan. All that knowledge came from reading books, right? All the new business that I created came from reading books and writing in other people's journals and learning. So what I'm trying to say is, reading and writing is that super meta habit that you should do. That is the one habit if you're going to do it. But then it's very important that you input on what you read. So when you read the lessons, you write it down and take little notes. You then got to go and implement that in your daily life. An example of that, I've done this before, obviously traction. Getting the business scorecard idea out of here. And this one, the people analyzer for hiring people against values of your company. Things like accountability charts, all this. This is a business book, of course. But understanding, there's a good one here, like the vision, traction, organizer, page 72, which is, there it is. It's like a one-page business plan, and it's got like a vision. It's got your current vision, core focus, your 10-year target, your 3-year picture, your marketing strategy, your 1-year plan, rocks, which are quarterly because we work in quarters, and then your issues list. You know what I mean? And these rocks, they're like a list of things that, like big milestones, like goals, that you could put, if you're going to use the journal, you could put these in one of your goals, like start a business. So quarterly rocks, and then you assign it to a person. Anyway, so the idea is that we read and then we implement it into daily life. So it's very important. Yes, read every day, but you can't be like an armchair theologian. You've got to become a practitioner with this stuff. And I've got a set of books here that I've got loads of books. You might have seen my video. I think I'll put it down below. It might be the 40 lessons from 40 books or whatever it's called. It's on my channel. There's also another one called Smart Reading Habits, which I'll link down below. But in the 40 books, 40 lessons from 40 books video, that's what these books are from. I list out 40 books that I've learned a really key lesson from. And I always think that in every book, right, to make it worth reading, you only need one lesson from every book to make it worth reading. If you can pick out one lesson, it'll help you in life, and then you can implement that in your life. I think that's what you're going to win. These books that I've got here are just a selection of ones that I've really not just read, but implemented in life. I mean, you've got things like this, which is brilliant, which is thinking fast and slow. There's kind of mental models thinking. This is absolutely brilliant. Understanding loss aversion, and then you can get around that kind of psychology. Because loss aversion is like, we'll do more to avoid pain than we will to seek pleasure. When really, it's just a numbers game. And if you can interact, it's just because the fight or flight is like a subconscious brain thing where we just fear losing things rather than if we lose that, we might have the opportunity to gain something even better. It kind of wants us back. You've got to override it with your conscious brain. So the mental models in there are absolutely brilliant. Once you get that down, it's quite a difficult book, to get your head around, but it is one of the best books. So there's that one. Right? And then got other books as well. I mean, this here, nearly knocked that over again. This is a Tim Ferriss 4-hour work week. So it's obvious. But I think this was the first book I ever read in terms of proper self-development. This is a new copy because I read it before. Probably 15, 20 years ago when I first read it. The big lesson out of this was the low information diet. The low information diet, which is cutting out things that you shouldn't be. It's almost like applying focus. It's things like not responding to emails, dealing with what you need to do in the morning. It's quite similar to my sort of philosophy on coaching goals, which is the 3-step system. Some of it kind of falls into there, although I got the 3-step system from other sources, from Scott, Tony Robbins, all that kind of thing. Batching emails until the afternoon, which is what part of Tim Ferriss's low information diet. He's part of that because he's saying, don't deal with the low-hanging fruit, the small stuff. You should deal with the most important stuff. It's really good lesson. And I've got loads like I've got this is a good book, Models. It's a dating book, but to be fair, I did a book review on this, and it's probably my most popular video. You can find it on my channel, Mark Manson's Models. And yeah, I thought actually a lot of mine, maybe some of you guys have seen it. Even though it's a dating book, I got so many, let's call it, parallels in business. Like I used this and understood how much it relates to the business world as well. So another little skill that I always think you should do is try and video models for success. They're all really usable skills in any area of your life. So you want to be able to cross-purpose certain skills. I think the stuff in here applies to business as well. And this is also where you get the term, where I reinforce the term where I say personal sovereignty, living life on your terms. Mark's very big on that, so great lesson. Yeah, let's have a look what we've got here now. Look at this one. Just have pulled out how many people have read that. Just understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. We've got here, the Robert says here, he's a big property guy. I'm not a big property, apart from my house, obviously. But he's a big property guy, and he likes to invest in property. And obviously, he wrote this book at a time when property was probably like the most solid investment. I think that's different today. I mean, personally, I like digital things, products, and businesses rather than property. But because property's hard now, the laws of the UK and things like this are trying to screw landlords over. But he wrote this book when it was popular. Anyway, his lesson in there that he says about assets and liabilities, he actually says that your house that you live in, that you own, it's not an asset. Right? It's almost like I can't remember where he says it's a liability, but he's almost saying that's not your investment, that's where you live. The house that you buy to invest, rent out, earn money from, Airbnb or whatever, that is an asset. That's an income paying asset. Whereas a house that you live in, you're paying for, it's a fucking liability. And it's quite a good concept because a lot of people they sit with their houses hoping that the house price goes up. But it's kind of a false gain that because if your house price goes up, yeah, you can sell it for more money, but you need another house. One house. Remember, one of the leading economists in the UK said one house is worth one house. It's like, yeah, good trade, because all the time if yours goes up, well, the all go up. Anyway, I'm rambling, but what Robert Kiyosaki says is the asset is the house that you buy. It's a business you rent out, not the one you live in. So that's a good lesson. What else have we got here? Oh, this is a good book. I don't want to go through all these. I've got loads. Look at this. This is it's a collection of all these tweets. I like Never Rabbit Can. In this book, there's just loads and loads of little nuggets of wisdom. Great little tweets. I mean, just have a look at it. It's absolutely fabulous stuff. Yeah. This, in fact, the video that I did on the videos that I do when we talk about starting a business about labels, absolutely perfect. What he's saying is, you're going to start a business. You need some unique knowledge or skill. Right? Something that you're good at that not a lot of people are. Don't go into a market where there's high competition. I mean, the funny thing is when you start a business, or if you're going to go into a market, there's always competitors. And sometimes you don't even know who the competitors are until you start getting into that business. You might do initial research and find the big players, and then as you start going, more and more will start showing up. One of the reasons for that is because once you start talking about a particular topic, your phone, your computer is listening to you, and it starts feeding all the algorithms, start feeding you somewhere around here. So you start seeing all these competitors, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I always think if there were no competition, that would be a sign that there's no demand for that service or product. So competition is not always good, really. It's just got to be better. You don't want to go into something where you're on a race to the bottom, you know, where you just have to keep price cutting and all this stuff and devaluing your products. The other thing that Val talks about is really good is understanding leverage. Understanding that you need to leverage media or technology, you need to put it one or the other, or both. So that's really good. And then the third one, obviously, is personal accountability. The upsides and the downsides. And then I guess another thing that I sort of brought in was passion. I think Val talks about this too. He talks about do something that sparks your intellectual interests. You've got to be passionate about it. And then I kind of cross that with what I learned in Thinking Fast and Slow, which is everything takes longer than what we think. So yes, you need passion as you sort of doing something that you're passionate about. The reason being is everything takes longer. For some reason, we think we're above the rules. And one of the things that's explored is all these big infrastructure projects in any country. They always run over budget, don't they? Why? Is it because people can't forecast? They don't know what things cost. And we're not talking like 10 times over budget. We're not talking marginal, 20%. Like multiple factors. It's because when people estimate things, it's almost a bit like Murphy's Law. They don't factor in what people are wrong. I think we're above the rules. It's like one of the good things about Kahneman says in here is he sort of says in here is it's generally not worth starting a business. It's too difficult. If you look at it on paper, most businesses fail. And he said you should look at the statistics. Right. Okay, so you come into a minute. You should look at the statistics of probability of failure and success, rather than just because what people do famous is just blindly think, oh, it won't happen to me. I've got it all organised. Instead of just looking at the actual what is the probability of success. So this is really explored in this book. It's fantastic from a statistical point of view. It's not worth starting a business, even though I say that you should. And the reason why those that win and those that don't, I think, is that passion. So if you win something you're not passionate about, you'll end up giving up just because it'll take longer. Because Daniel says things will come up. And what you think will take 2 years will take 7. And you become frustrated. I remember seeing something that Elon Musk said. The difference between the other day, though, I think like last week, I saw a little clip of it. He was saying the difference between success and perseverance. That are passionate about what they do. Persevere. Look at this. Hang on, look, wait. I'm going to spin it around. Can you see it? That squirrel there. They just sort of run along the fence. All like, you know, when I'm here now, like round here, I've got this like sort of side garden bit, and you know, it's all like nuts on it. And then in late summer, you've got the fruit. They just come along, just run along and nick all the fruit. Oh, right. I love this. You need to give the books to the guy who's putting the wall behind you. Right. I've said this before. I love this comment. Thank you for bringing it up. So, the wall behind me. Shocking point in that. Jesse did that. Right. What it was. This window used to be lower because I moved the house around. I do need to do it again, but it's become part of my feature. I'm not really bothered. And it's in the back. It's not on the iron. So this window used to be down here. And it used to be a bit narrower. And I put the kitchen into it, and that's the kind of dining room over there. When I did it, I had to break this bit up, and it was really late, and I had the windows coming next day, and it was fucking pitch black. And I was out here bricklaying, pitch black, and I had a light, and the battery went. So I just carried on, and look at the state of it. I mean, I'm not a bricklayer, obviously, but I did this. Yeah, I know. But look at the state of it. That's because it was absolutely pitch black, and I was just like, "That's getting done." So it is shocking. I should pull it all down and redo it. But yeah, I'll do it in the summer. Might get a bricklayer. Yeah. So that's the story on that. I love that comment. Anyway, back to the books. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't really much else I can say on that. Oh, this is a good book. It's only a little one. Deepak Chopra, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. It is quite a good book. The best part of this is about karma, right? The law of karma, of cause and effect. Right, and then this one here, the law of intention and desire. So setting intentions and desire and karma kind of work together. So karma, cause and effect is answers everything in this flipping world, right? Which is, oh yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, so karma, cause and effect, it answers everything in this world. You know what I mean? It answers like what I talk about. You know, trying to achieve something long term, like over multiple years, and then choosing three small things a day to work on towards your goal. Like create the identity for yourself, create the goal, and then go and live it every day. Little small steps. That is karma, really, because you're sowing the seeds over a longer term. And you know, something that Daniel Kahneman taught us about statistics a lot. Well, you think about karma, it works well with statistics because you may get a bit of bad luck here and there. You know, your life is like a flipping wave. You know, some days are good, some days are bad. But over the long term, if you do enough right things, enough good habits day after day, you will get a result. Because statistically, not just through doing that, that's what karma is. You can see this in everything. Right? It's like any kind of learning. If you practice piano every day, in a few years you'll be really good. If you eat really healthy every day, in a few years you'll be like super in shape and really looking sharp. And you know, if you train every day, it doesn't matter what you do. So that's karma, right? And then the other one here, which is the law of intention and desire. So intention is really good. Well, the idea is to set intention, but detach from the outcome. that falls into this book. The gap in the game, Dan Sullivan. So what's the gap? The gap is looking, you've got the current state, you've got where you've come from, where you are now, and then where you want to be in the future. So the gap is measuring where you are now and where you want to be in the future. That's the gap, what you don't have. Right? And if that is like, let's say, design, I must have that as an output. That is really bad. That's what it leads to pain. So that's like the law of detachment. Don't feel attached to what you need. Measuring the gain, measuring where you are now to where you become, it's measuring backwards, which is really the lesson in this book. Measuring backwards is great for that gratitude. It's also like you can see visible progress. And it's almost like enjoying the journey. Right? So the law of intention and desire, the law of detachment, they really fit into that. They really fit into that because they stop you. The law of detachment is all about not measuring the gap, not measuring the what you don't have. So that you can set an intention, go, but live in the moment and enjoy the journey towards it without like saying, I must have that, I must have that. So it's a spiritual book, but it's very good. So yeah, I spoke about this one. Right, I think I am done. I've got a few others here. I've got the Scott's book over at Chaos. This is pretty cool. All about say active listening, advanced communication. What are the 7 minutes? And then I couldn't read one of them. Gorilla Jiu-Jitsu. Dave Cameron. This is quite a practical book because you've got to, practice things like this is like breaking grips. You've got to practice it, but the knowledge in here is pretty good. I mean, martial arts, so you can read. Back to the topic, the title of this slide is it's not just about what so you must implement it in life. So this is a good one because everything in here is theoretical. No, there is absolutely no way that you can just read this book and become an expert. You have to practice it. No amount of instructionals that you can watch on YouTube or reading books about a martial art without practicing it, forget it. So you have to train. So what's the lesson here? Well, you read it. I mean, there's some great things about all these different falls, right? We've got all these different like falls and yeah. So like there's like a shoulder roll, back fall, side to side fall. This one like break falls they call them. Because if you get launched, you learn how to fall so it doesn't injure yourself. And then another thing is how hard to be thrown. So if you get an absolute launch, this guy was like a judo expert, so it's really aggressive. And if you get absolutely launched, your priority should be safety first. Whereas if it's a gentle fall, yes, you want safety. Like let's say more of a jiu-jitsu, which is a bit slower, more tactical. Let's say it's a gentle fall. Yeah, you want a break fall, but you also the difference between a judo fall and a jiu-jitsu fall might be the legs in jiu-jitsu will be positioned so that because it's slower, you want to get up quick, you're going to quickly get on your feet or whatever. So whereas judo, because of the aggressive nature of it, it's all about safety. So you might spray your leg out really far, whereas in jiu-jitsu you might tuck your you see this like here. I'm not an expert. I've always got a blue belt, so I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you what I read in here. You might tuck that in if it's this like here. You might tuck that in if it's jiu-jitsu, just so you can get up quick, or turn on your opponent. So another great lesson, but there's no flipping way you're going to be able to do any of this stuff without practicing it at the gym. Right. Thank you very much for listening. For now. Wow. Thank you. I hope that was useful. And that was a bit static. Like, about something I do. Go and have a look at my website. Go to resources, andyholt.co.uk resources. The reading list is on there. It's called reading list of personal growth or something. The reading list is on there. On my channel. In the link to this live, there is smart reading habits video. And then the other one you want to look at is the one where I actually go through every one of these books, these 40 books. It's called 40 Lessons from 40 Books or something like that. That's a really good video. Go and watch that one too. But yeah, yes, you should read and write every day. But then you must implement that stuff in your real world life. All right. Thanks for listening.